LeyLines, the key to unlocking the matrix. It is interesting, and we should take notice that the Swiss lab CERN and the Brookhaven lab in New York both sit on LeyLines, and both of these labs have a hadron collider that directly impacts these LeyLines negatively and or positively. CERN lab is the father of the internet, and if you look at the hadron collider at CERN, you will notice it strongly resembles a web. Outside of CERN sits a large dome with an opening on top, same as the dome at St. Basilica in Rome, as well as the dome on the Capitol building, and same as the top dome of Nikola Tesla's tower. In addition, this lab has a large statue of the Hindu goddess of destruction, Kali, right in front of its greeting entrance. Seems that there is a concentrated effort to effect and manipulate the Earth's electromagnetic fields using these technologies. In a JFK and Eisenhower speech, they both warned the public in detail and referred to this well-cultivated group of elites as technocrats for a reason. By controlling or influencing the geoelectrical grid, they can affect the Earth. And also directly can control our thoughts and emotions artificially, because we are all connected to the electromagnetic fields. Here is the CERN Hadron Collider in Geneva, the border of Switzerland and France. The large percentage of the collider is located in France side of the world. John Titor, a self-proclaimed time traveler, alleged that CERN would invent time travel in 2001. CERN is depicted in the visual novel Steins Gate, a shadowy organization that has been researching time travel in order to restructure and control the world. In a documentary entitled Particle Fever, CERN is explored throughout the inside and depicts the events surrounding the discovery of the Higgs boson in 2013. In Dan Brown's mystery thriller novel Angels and Demons, a canister of antimatter is stolen from CERN. In the popular children's series, The 39 Clues, CERN is said to be an Ekaterina stronghold, hiding the clue hydrogen. In Robert Sawyer's science fiction novel Flash Forward, at CERN, the Large Hadron Collider Accelerator is performing a run to search for the Higgs boson when the entire human race sees themselves 21 years and 6 months in the future. So 21 years. It could be equivalent to this year, 2021, and 6 months. So if you flip it upside down is 9. The 9th month is November. So that's what I'm thinking. It could be the meaning of 21 years, 6 months. At the same time, 216 is 6 times 6. The 2012 student film Decay, which centers around the idea of the Large Hadron Collider transforming people into zombies, was filmed on location in CERN's maintenance tunnels. Steins Gate takes place in the Akihabara district of Tokyo on July 28, 2010. CERN, an organization that has been researching time travel for some time, has actually succeeded in sending humans into the past, although they seem to have all resulted in the test subjects' deaths. Rentaro begins experimenting with D-Mouse, D-Wave, which begin to cause major differences in timeline. Tarishu also manages to create a device to send a person's memories through the microwave, allowing that person to effectively live into the past. However, CERN learns of the time machine and sends a group led by Moeka to retrieve it, killing Mayuri in the process. Using Karisu's time machine, Rintaro travels back in time numerous times to try to save Mayuri, but to no avail. As Rintaro reaches wit's ends, he is approached by Ani Suzuha, a girl from a future ruled by CERN due to their possession of a time machine, who tells him that he needs to return to a beta world line in which Mayuri won't die. Undoing the effects of the D-wave that caused shifts in the timeline, Rentaro regains possession of an IBM 5100 PC that they lost earlier, allowing them to crack into CERN's system and delete the evidence of Rintaro's original D-wave. However, Rintaro realizes that by doing so, he would have to return to a world line in which Karisu is dead. After realizing their feelings for each other, Karisu tells Rintaro to save Mayuri. Reluctantly, Rintaro agrees and deletes the evidence of his D-wave from CERN's database, returning him to the Beta world line. Sometime after, Suzuha appears before Rintaro. Having arrived in a time machine from the future, she tells Rintaro that the only way to prevent World War III in the future is to prevent Karisu's death at the hands of her father, Dr. Nakabachi, who stole her time travel theory to publish it under his own name. However, this operation ends in a disaster as Rintaro ends up killing Karisu himself by mistake. After this failure, Rintaro receives a message from his future self telling him that the way to save Karisu without altering the events that led to him developing a time machine is to fool his past self into believing Karisu had been killed and thus achieving the final divergence value of 1.048596%, which he dubs the science gate. Returning to the past again, Rintaro puts his own self in danger in order to save Karisu's life, prevent Nakabachi from successfully escaping with the time travel theory, and fool his past self, setting him on his journey through time. Returning to the Steins Gate world line, safe from the threats of a World War III, Rintaro and Karisu manage to reunite by chance or by fate in the streets of Akihabara. Flash Forward novel is a science fiction novel by Canadian author Robert Sawyer, first published in 1999. That's a 666 here. The novel is set in 2009, which is a 9 and double ones. At CERN, the Large Hadron Collider Accelerator is performing a run to search for the Higgs boson. The experiment has a unique side effect. The entire human race loses their consciousness for about 2 minutes. During that time, nearly everyone sees themselves roughly 21 years and 6 months in the future. Each individual experiences the future through the senses of his or her future self. This flash-forward results in countless deaths and accidents involving vehicles, aircraft. Decay is a 2012 horror film by Luke Thompson of the University of Manchester, set at the Large Hadron Collider in Switzerland. The movie was created on a budget of $3,225 and was filmed over a period of 2 years. Decay was premiered on 29 November 2012 and centers on the idea of the Large Hadron Collider transforming scientists into zombies. Let's continue with the article LeyLines, the key to unlocking the matrix. Registering, digesting, and ultimately transmuting is the key. We can change the channel if we choose, turn down the volume, fine-tune the specific radio band. The grid engineer has the potential for transmuting, freeing the inherent energy by releasing its from its form of bondage, the solar celestial energies by intelligent interfacing with the electromagnetic 1746 grid through any of the 144 planetary roundtable holograms or terrestrial zodiacs on Earth. This grid, we must remember, is the golden alchemical bowl of electromagnetic opposites and the potential of our transfiguration from gravitationally bonded humans to humans of light, also known as ascension. Just because our accustomed technocratic elite, Lucifer Lightbearer, aka Fallen Angel of Music, play their favorite tunes on their radio station doesn't mean we have to always dance to that rhythm. We can change the channel and learn how to use the electromagnetic grid to play a more harmonic tune. Maybe they need a machine because it is only a handful of technocrats attempting to control the masses. When enough are awake and aware, the machine is no match for us. Love and empathy for humanity is key, and right now we are still lacking this due to the lack of true knowledge. Instead, we are all quick to step on each other's toes to get to where we think we need to be in business, our personal lives, and even within the spiritual communities. The introduction and understanding of the reality of the local celestial zodiac clock system brings us to the possible interaction between the human and the grid. This is where the grid engineer on Night of the Holy Grail become one alchemy. This unification of seeking the grail and seeking the grid is played out in the local geomancy of the zodiac landscape and our direct involvement in this terrestrial grid system through a heightened consciousness interaction within a local zodiac complex. It may sound like a sci-fi movie to you, but these energy points all exist, and even more so, this technocratic elite make all their decisions and agendas based on this celestial terrestrial knowledge. You better sit up, take notice, and start your diligent research to unveil what they know, for we are in an informational war. If you don't know the game, then you are no match for the current architects, and that is exactly what they plan on. But how does an ascended individual voluntarily, consciously experience this huge planetary roundtable? And how does the grid engineer make intelligent, compassionate, and timely adjustments in the geometric web of this vast, revolving solar table on Earth? You are reading this because you are meant to unlock more hidden truths in order to better understand who we are. Each of our texts carry through the grid. Some have been activated, but otherwise, mankind has neither not been aware of this divine potential or not bothered to make use of them to create the intended Earth paradise. The option, however, still remains. Because of their heightened electromagnetic fields, the dome enclosures were like immaculate high consciousness meditation halls where human awareness could be healed. Uplifted even, here you go. Interdimensionally transported through the domed exit points in the houses of the gods, facilitated by megalithic engineering. All megalithic structures, famous estates, obelisks, and historical sites are on these lines and can be influenced and experienced in mass to elevate and change the current matrix. Now you know why there's a dome at CERN and a dome at the St. Basilica in Vatican.